Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to a surprise stream of Fortnite, Chapter 3, Gears of War characters, gameplay skins, all that other stuff. How's everybody doing? We're looking at, it looks like Kait and Marcus. I have not played the latest game where the girl is, but I do remember Marcus. So, this is what the characters look like. They did not cost me 3,000 V-Bucks. It was like 2,000 or something like that. And they also have a Gears of War, like, I guess you would call it like bundle set. Different weapons. So the Thumper, the Butcher, the Breaker Mace, and their Skiff. So, this of course is Marcus when he's older, so it's not, you know, young Marcus. This was the latest one. I'm glad that they added more video game icon characters into this. I think that's cool. I said they would probably add more video game characters into Fortnite. So, who knows who they'll add next. But, this isn't bad. So, for the next hour or so, we'll be looking at these characters. And then, you know, if you guys want to play along with, you can. I'm going to mess around with my layout here. I wish they had the chainsaw though, but we're gonna give him the Thumper, and we'll give him his Skiff. There it is. And I'm gonna get rid of the webs because I don't really need those. So the video game awards ended. Of course, I did cover them again. Maybe I'll cover them next year. I don't know. It was an experience. I feel drained. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh wow, Gold Iron Man. And Spidey there in the background, that's cool. So if you guys want to join in, feel free to. Vic, thanks so much for basically setting up the Twitter thing and doing a post for this. I really appreciate that. Good times. Hopefully you guys having a good evening too. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought the Game Awards was okay. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's just like, I don't know. I'm tired. Tired in the sense that it just like it didn't feel like, wow, this is a celebration of video games for gamers. It felt like this is a celebration by Hollywood of what they think gamers want to see, and just I don't know. I just feel drained. I feel like even though the Game Awards used to be super cringy 5 years ago, it felt like it was kind of like our cringe, you know? And it just feels like they keep getting more and more money from Hollywood, and then Hollywood just keeps injecting themselves more into our culture, and it feels like it feels like a corporate takeover, kind of. It feels like, you know, we're not going to change anything, but at the same time, let's put in these commercials that nobody wants to see, for these social and, you know, identity politics that nobody wants to really talk about, or doesn't really belong in gaming. And let's just make the show kind of awkward, and we're still going to do stuff with games, but it's going to feel like a video game commercial more than like a celebration of a year of, you know, basically all these achievements that we had in games. Like how people were able to persevere and release stuff like during this global virus situation. But it just, I don't know, it felt like, I feel like in a couple years, there are going to be very lengthy award speeches where they're going to have to talk about stuff that, you know, everybody's going to applaud and then people are going to eye roll at home. But thankfully, video game speeches now are very genuine. The guy who won, you know, was talking about his family, and they keep it very brief because most gamers and developers are kind of socially awkward. So it makes sense that when they would go up there, they don't want to be up there very long. They get their award and then they sit down. Whereas in Hollywood, you know, they have a whole speech plan and a whole agenda to push, and it feels like it's getting more toward that, which is, I don't know, which means I'm not going to be really interested. I don't watch the movie awards or anything like that anymore. I watched it when Ricky hosted it because he's funny, and he also pokes fun at everything. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I don't know. I feel bad for Ratchet and Clank, but I might have to actually look at the indie game that won because it's kind of cool. So we're gonna be free falling for a while. Wait, how did we get? Oh, that was Amber streaming Fortnite hours ago. Looking at new Gears of War. Let's call them legends. Icons. Icons in... I almost called this Halo. Fortnite. I'm pretty excited about the Matrix game, but I'll be looking at that tomorrow on my other channel, so... I'm going to be doing Brianna's stream a little bit earlier, like around 9:30, and then I'll be going over to my channel at 11:30, the other one. So... what was your guys' takeaway? Did it feel like your awards ceremony, or is it just kind of like, I don't know. I personally feel like kind of like a stranger in my own hobby, in a sense, you know? Like, the only thing I'm surprised that they didn't talk about was the virus. Like, they talked about everything else. Talked about riots. They talked about all kinds of stuff. But everybody was wearing masks and stuff, and they didn't bring it up, and they didn't talk about the booster, which I'm surprised. Because I guess that's not what they really had on their plate for the night or something like that. That's true.
Honestly, it feels like in 20 years, you know, all this stuff, they're like, the reason why the political stuff is dying down is because their person...
I didn't see it as a dying down thing. It was pretty prevalent. It was, I mean, every other commercial was kind of like, oh, okay, well. And then what I loved my community. What I loved is seeing in the chat, people were like, well, I'm, African American or I'm Asian and I don't feel like I don't belong in this industry, or I said, this doesn't even relate to me. So the fact that there were so many sane people watching it and being like, I am a person of color and the stuff that they're talking about isn't true.
Yeah, the fact that they're like, I couldn't play game with people online because I didn't feel comfortable. It's like, but how would... That doesn't make any sense. Like, the whole point of online games.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like... When I see them do this kind of stuff, like, they stand on their soapbox and they cry foul and victim, like, it's really nice for me to see... sane people kind of like, well, I mean, this really isn't true. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. It just seems like every year it's going to get weirder and weirder. And kind of, I want to point fingers at Jeff Keighley because, I mean, I feel great that he was able to achieve what he did with the Video Game Awards ceremony, but it doesn't really feel like it's his awards ceremony anymore. The only real gamer that was there was Reggie. And, like, when Reggie came out, nobody in the audience who... probably was half Hollywood sponsors, knew who Reggie was, so it just felt so awkward.
Yeah, how could people not know who Reggie is?
There were hardly any game icons that actually went to the stage to do present or anything. It just, I don't know. I mean, I love the orchestra, don't get me wrong.
Chills.
But it just, I don't know. It was so long, and I liked before, did you know when it was on Spike TV, they couldn't have like a 3 or 4 hour show? It had to be like under 2 hours. Because that's how much time Spike gave them to have their little award show.
Isn't Spike TV for men?
Yeah, Spike TV was a guys network. I don't know if it still is or not. A very macho network.
That's what it should have been. Like, that's where Game Awards should be, on Spike TV.
But my mind is still going about, like, that Wonder Woman thing. Like, I'm kind of glad it never got leaked because it's like, that's pretty cool.
It was nice to actually have something that we could actually...
I'm looking forward to it. What's wrong with that?
No, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Is that people are gonna feel so salty because they're gonna be like, "Oh, women can't make a game and people won't play." It's like, no, you're wrong. You have a ton of DC fans.
It should have been a Wonder Woman game so many years ago, though. That's the thing. I don't know why it took them this long. I mean, there's no reason why there shouldn't have been a Wonder Woman game made during the peak of that first Wonder Woman movie.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah, it's here now.
I mean, there should have been a lot of games. There should be a Justice League Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, Richard, you've been sick? Thanks for the super chat, man. No worries. And yeah, I mean, I had some people, like, being all sympathetic because they saw me using my cane. It's like, I have to use my cane to help me stand up sometimes, especially when I've been sitting for very long periods of time because, yeah, I have problems with my left leg now. It's not getting better. There's not much that can be done with it. I'm very thankful to the cane thing, but, like, so many people... I noticed when I came back from the chat and I was reading it a little bit, it was just kind of like, oh my gosh, Kwing's broken now. It's like, I'm not broken. I just have... I'm not going to let this thing conquer me, so I use this thing to get around a little bit. You know, it hasn't changed who I am. I'm not going to go on, like, some YouTube video and be like, you know, I wish that they would make this world more accessible to me because I have to walk with a cane now. Like, I feel like there's no representation for me as a man who uses a cane because my legs are bad in video games. I don't see a guy who starts wielding a cane and starts bashing somebody. You know, and have, like, this little PSA video.
Alright, may I just... Okay, I'm just gonna say something. Alright, I'm just gonna say something. Alright, so, like, the Game Awards used to be on Spike TV, right?
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of the games used to, like, I mean, there's no easy way to say that. They used to over-sexualize women and all this stuff.
You just say sexualize. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so... I mean... But, like, where else are you going to have a fantasy playground for guys to have, like, their ultimate fantasy of all women in bikinis and they all look amazing and they're all really helpful and nice to you and they give you tips on how you know, get through the game. I mean, that's a cool fantasy, like a perfect world. I mean, women have their perfect world. We have tea parties and we go shopping. I mean, like, why can't guys have their fantasy area? Why can't they have Spike TV? Why can't they have, you know, a game with a lot of guns and women in bikinis? Why can't you just let guys have their guy playground? Why can't you just let them do it? That's what I think. Like, I think that this whole thing where they're swinging the other way and they're just like, we need to be careful of how women feel. It's like, but what about how men feel? Like, women you're always careful of how women feel in the real world. Men always have to be careful of how women feel. That's why you have Women's Day, and you have Mother's Day, and you have, you know, church where everyone has to line up and look perfect, and you have all these days that, you know, you always have to be careful of how women feel all the time, but there's never time to make sure how men feel, and so that's the whole point of the whole Spike TV and the game thing, and that's where video games are, an escape from reality. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just dumb. Like, this whole, like, what they're doing is, like, they're just swinging the other way. Like, they're just swinging the other way so much. They're like, no, we realize we were wrong. It's wrong to let guys be happy. They should just learn that life is a prison and there's no way out. And there is no escape from reality, and now reality is coming into gaming. That's basically what they're saying, by saying you can't, you know, like, oh no, like, you know, heaven forbid, you know, Catwoman look too curvy. Let's make her look so unappealing that Batman wouldn't even want, like, if Catwoman asked him on a date, he'd be like, no thanks, you just aren't attractive to me because you're not curvy at all anymore.
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna leave. I'm just saying they're swinging so far back. The reason why they're acting like this is because they feel like they swung too far the other way years ago.
Well, I mean,
so now they're swinging so far the other way. They're just
even when
they're like, now we have to include everyone.
No.
Now
Even
we have to include cats.
No.
Now we have to include like pieces of
Amber,
grass.
even when video games have always been like a very open thing, but there was always a category for games that had, you know, that type of, we'll say, target for like guys specifically.
Yeah.
The problem is today there's really none of those games that they're becoming less and less games that are geared toward that type of male audience.
Yeah.
There's always been like all kinds of genres and things like that. The problem is they're pushing that stuff out
That's what I'm saying. They're saying it's
Well, you
not
didn't.
allowed.
You didn't. You kind of made that last a lot longer than it should.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna leave. I don't know what you want me to say.
Nothing. I mean,
I'm just saying
you
that
brought
they
up a good
feel-
point. It just took forever to get to it.
They feel bad. They're like, heaven forbid us have this, you know, heaven forbid us make this funny game where, you know, like, you know, everything is like, they just don't, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just,
I don't know.
they're trying to say making a game geared towards a guy is bad, which is wrong because that doesn't make any sense. There's games geared towards women. I play fashion games. I mean, I don't know. Like, Luke probably wouldn't like the games I play. Luke got me Nintendo dogs, whatever it is. Luke doesn't probably like that.
No, I didn't like Nintendogs
So
very
it's
much.
like there's games geared towards women. So there's games geared towards guys. So I don't. They're trying to like make up for sins that they never committed. They're trying to swing back and say, well, we were wrong because we weren't including people, but that's a lie. They were, like you said, they were always including people. They just had different games for different categories.
Mm-hmm. And as long as they allow that other category, but they're probably gonna try to get rid of it, or at least they're gonna try to censor it more.
What I didn't like is the new people at the Game Awards. Some of them act, you can tell they've never played a game in their life, some of the announcers. And the way they, like, the other people, like, they would laugh with you, but these people feel like they're laughing at you. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my wizard up to level 30, and I'm gonna get out of my basement and maybe have a snack. It's like, so, are you making fun of me? Is it, like, it felt like some of their stuff that they said, it was like mocking gamers, so it was kind of like uncomfortable. I was just kind of like, interesting. That was what I didn't like about it. But I'm gonna leave. Apparently you were on your way. I thought I had something interesting to say.
Huh?
Apparently I have nothing interesting to say. I take back everything! No more guy games! You're not allowed! Everything I said is wrong. If you disagree with me, it's over.
Huh?
You don't agree with me at all.
Honey, I'm winding down for the night. I don't have time for your long. You did spend time with me.
I said my opinion, you didn't like it.
Why is
I
it?
don't want to be on the channel anymore.
Oh my gosh, Amber. Uh-huh. Just calm down.
I'm not calm. You don't agree with me.
I don't agree with you about everything. You took forever to get to the point.
I said the point 5 million.
I told you, I'm not going to react that quickly because I've just been through like a 3.5-hour event. Okay, Amber, thank you. Why is that guy just standing there? Oh, they're not. Okay. Oh, that was weird.
I'm gonna be at the Game Awards all guys will be the Game Awards. All
I mean, they all have, like, there are tons of games coming out with females, like in 2022.
Not enough! Not enough! You're not allowed anymore. I'm 4 years.
Amber, can you calm down? You always swing so far one way, like, yeah, you did. I was not mean. I didn't do anything. All I did was ask you to just get to the point. Because you were making people leave and it wasn't, you weren't even explaining anything. You were just kind of talking around things. Dragging things out. Nice shot. Oh yeah, I forgot Spider-Man's in this. Oh boy. What do I have? My little hammer thing? Oh wow. You guys are slaughtering the other team. I haven't even had to do anything. I think I like shot like 1 or 2 people so far. Was that Snake Eyes? No. Okay. No, don't box me in, please. I don't want to be boxed in. Let's not do that. Alright, this match is almost over. There we go. Good job, people. Oh my goodness. What's funny is, like, it feels like the Spider-Man hype has already kind of died down already. Like, a few days ago, people were like, oh, you know, Spidey-Man, or Spidey's in this, right? And now it's just kind of like he's in it, and everybody's just like, oh, alright, well, moving on, I guess. Which you would think that people would still be super hyped about Spider-Man being in this, because his movie comes out next week. And it's just kind of like, eh. You know? Don't take Amber at face value with that stuff. She's just annoyed. Wait, no, I didn't want to do that. She's not leaving the channel. She's just being Amber. Okay, I have no idea what this is. Alright, so I'm going to keep to Marcus for a little bit. And if you guys want to ready up, that'd be great. Gears of War character showcase. Gears. Characters. Gear skins. 8 minutes. Marcus. Gameplay. Oh, hello. Whoops. I'm gonna pop out my chat. Hey, Ruga. No. So do you guys wish that they had a different Gears of War character in here? Is, like, anybody here play Gears? Or, like, some of these guys, you don't even know who these video game legends are? I thought they would have, like... They have Marcus's, like, last skin here, but it would have been interesting to see his, like, older look. Like, I'm not his older, sorry. His younger self. Because I think that's the one people are more familiar with, like... His most recent Gears game, he was older. You never played Gears? Ah. That's okay. I played the first Gears of War. But I never did much with it. In fact, I don't even think I talked about it, like, when Gears of War first came out. It wasn't, you know... It would have been taboo for someone with a Let's Play channel to talk about, oh yeah, I like Gears of War, when my Let's Play channel was geared more toward, we'll say, general audience and, like, E and T rated stuff. So Gears of War was, like, a pretty intense M rated game with chainsaws and aliens, and it wouldn't look good for back then to be kind of talking about that. Now I think it doesn't really matter. It's like, yes, I've played Gears. I'm not very good at it. It's a third-person, like, shooter. Never heard of Gears. What is it about? Well, there's a bunch of aliens. There's a team of, like, 4 guys. And they fight off nasty stuff with firearms and chainsaw weapons. And it's pretty intense game. At least it was. I did not get to play the recent one where Marcus is older. So I don't know if they've really toned down the game at all. The problem is when some of these franchises have been around for 20 years, I've noticed, like, when they first start, they're, like, super edgy and intense, right? And then as time goes on, it seems like these characters become more well-known in the video game world. So they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to take these things in a different direction. And by different direction, they usually mean, okay, we're going to make this, like, a T-rated experience. And, like, you know, no longer are they going to be, like, these really hardcore, very brutal characters. And like I said, I haven't really played the new one where Marcus is older. So I can't tell you if it's just as gory and intense as the original Gears games. I don't know. I've seen some gameplay for it, but it looked like it was a little bit more tame compared to what the original Gears games were about. Like, they were literally shock value, like, stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can actually get the Gears games, the older ones, probably on, like, some type of Xbox Game Pass, or maybe they have, like, a Gears collection. I don't know. But, yeah. I mean, they were very popular characters at one point. And the Gears franchise has taken on lots of different forms over the years. They have a super kid-friendly version of Gears, which I believe came to Nintendo Switch a few years ago.
I wasn't ranting about anything, nor was I upset. I liked the Game Awards show fine. You were ranting about how you didn't like it. I was trying to relate to you and try to understand how you felt, and I was trying to support you.
Huh?
And then you pretended that you had no idea what I was talking about. So I put myself out there for you, and then you pretended like I was an idiot.
You're not an
Which
idiot.
is basically exactly what you do to me every time I go over to your parents' house.
Okay, I never said you were an idiot.
Right, but that's how you treated me.
You don't watch the chat when you go into your like very long explanations. Like people bow out, so I was just trying to get you to get to the point so that we could get people to come back in.
You asked me to re-explain it over and over. And what do you mean get to the point? You should have known what the point is. I was following your point. I was agreeing with your point, so if you don't know what the point is, no one knows. Then you should have got to the point. I was trying to help you explain your point.
Okay,
You were the one
Amber.
to your point. I was helping you out with your point. I don't know what the point is. I was helping you out with your points. So if I don't have a point, I was explaining your point. If you don't know what the point is, then why were you talking?
Huh? I'm so confused, honey. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to show these characters, and I talk about all kinds of random things on my Fortnite streams. I just talk. I don't have a set item list of what I'm gonna talk about or how I'm gonna talk about it. Just I end up talking about stuff. Whatever, Amber. I don't care. What is this? Fish? No, I don't need any fish. Now, where's my ATV thing? Because I never really get to ride these. The subscribers always grab these, and then I can't ride them. Whoops. Wow, this thing controls better than that ATV in Halo, though. That's interesting. Can I ride over the water? Because I'm kind of stuck here. Hey, guy who's near me, you want to jump on here or no? Oh, what? How did you make... What in the world? Ha! I'm driving over the water. Am I supposed to be able to do this? Well, that happened. Ah, it broke. No! I was doing something cool and I lost my ATV. I mean, maybe I probably wasn't supposed to drive on top of the ocean like that, which, yeah, obviously, but I wanted to see if I could make it all the way across. Logs are rideable in this. Ah, that's interesting. Are you on my team? Yes, you are. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, I guess you're with me, so just hang out behind me. Let's see, what else do I know about Gears? Gears, the original ones, is not game that when everyone was kind of like asking back in the day, it's like, oh, what do you think of this game? It's like, if they would come to my Twitch streams or they would, you know, bring it up on the O1 channel, it's not like something I would really, not necessarily feel comfortable talking about. But back then, you have to remember there were all these different places like, oh, you know, so-and-so says he plays E-rated games, but in reality, these are the type of games he plays, or these are the type of animes they watch. Like, it became like kind of like a character assassination. So if you related or enjoyed certain types of games back then, now it doesn't matter because everybody has to do whatever they can to survive on YouTube and streaming sites. But if you were known a certain way, like you're a Disney Infinity streamer or Disney Infinity channel, you can't talk about how like on the side you like to play Gears of War, or one of my favorite games to play was the Namco series. It'll come to me. My mind is a little tired. What's the name of that game? It's medieval, and there's been 2 of them. Actually, no, there's been several of them. Oh my gosh, what is the name of that? I really like that franchise, but off the top of my head, I haven't played it in a while. It even came out to the Switch a while ago. Darn. I have a stress ball from them. Oh my gosh. Dark Souls, that's it. See, I knew I'd get to it eventually. I really enjoyed the Dark Souls games, but I couldn't talk about playing that kind of stuff back when we were covering like Disney Infinity and Skylanders, because then you would have these weird people make like exposed videos like, you think this YouTuber is this way, but in reality, this is what they like and this is what they watch. So in reality, they're abusing their platform and lying to you, blah, blah, blah. They had all these types of crazy videos back in the day for that kind of stuff. So it's like, you know, if somebody would bring up Gears, it's like, oh, I'm familiar with that, but it's like, no, I don't secretly play that, or I don't secretly play Dark Souls. It's like, yeah. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that, I like gaming, so I play all kinds of different games. Will I ever look at a Gears game on any of my channels? Probably not. While I enjoyed the storyline, the game was pretty intense. Like, okay, that person was AFK and I killed him. I feel bad. Because, I mean, they are pretty violent games. It's kind of like hush hush, you know. And in the new one, I believe, I might be wrong, because I haven't played it, but I think Marcus dies in the... Either Marcus dies or one of the other, like, Gears guys gets killed or dies in the line of duty when they're older. And then the daughter or something takes over. I think. Is Gears on Xbox 360? One of them was. Yay, it's nighttime. Riding around on my... yeah, this is an ATV. Cool. I want to try doing that again. So I get stylish points for... Oh, wait. Is it... Why did you just hang out in the water, guy? Let's go, Harley. Whoop. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah, this ATV controls a lot easier than in Halo. Although I'm getting used to the ATVs in Halo. Whoa. It's so interesting to me that the vehicle mechanics actually are pretty decent in Fortnite. Sometimes they're not. Yeah, it's kind of like Mario Kart. No. I mean, I have no weapons. I have Harley Quinn. I guess Harley Quinn is my weapon while I'm just driving around. Whoop. Oh, that's the enemy. Get him. Dang! Well, that did something. Nice shooting, Harl. Good job. It is a sad series story. It was a great game, though. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the characters that you grew an attachment to, I mean, they don't make it. Well, some of them don't. I won't get into spoilers, but you get attached to these characters on an emotional level, and then when you see them age and then they don't make it, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, because you can remember what that character was like when you met them in their first game, but when they do these time skips and they make the characters age up, and then you see how their story ends, it is very emotional. I kind of felt like a little bit of emotional stuff when... I'm gonna die. When Nathan Drake retired in the Uncharted series, like, because it still felt like the Nathan character still had more adventure and stuff to tell us, and then Sony was like, nah, Nathan's gonna retire now, and it's like, but why? Nathan has more to tell. We're not ready for someone else to take his place. You can do that when Nathan has gray hair. He still looked young and hip. Sort of. Well, I mean, you know, guy in his 40s. Ah, thanks for saving my bacon there. Appreciate that, guys. That could have been bad. I'm surprised they didn't give them the chainsaw weapon, though, for the chainsaw gun. as one of their pickaxe things in this. He's got to be a family man now. Yeah, I know. But I love the Uncharted series. The Uncharted series was really cool. Ow. Amber, please stop being weird, honey. It's too late for that. It's... I'm behind on my time codes. That's okay. Whoop. Hello there. Hey, did Moon Knight ever get added to Fortnite or no? He's still not in it. Not to mention, yeah, the Joel thing hurt. Especially how Joel went out. That was terrible. But whatever. But unlike a lot of people, I didn't have a huge emotional attachment to the Joel character because I didn't really play his game. I saw a lot of his performance because of YouTube clips, but I didn't have a attachment to the character of Joel because I didn't play that game. I don't even think I own it. I don't believe we have a copy of that game. We might have a code for it that a developer sent us a long time ago, but I've never installed it. I'm not really big on survival horror games or survival... I refuse to say that it's an adventure game. It's not really an adventure game. It's more like a survival-esque thing. Score. Just like I've never really done anything with Red Dead Redemption either, so I can't look at every game that comes out. Yeah, go Marcus. Mr. Luke, are you going to play Uncharted Golden Abyss? I don't know. Maybe, Rebecca. We'll see. Depends if Nathan is the leading character in it. If he's not, then no, probably not. Oh, now they're showing these guys. Delta 1 set. The legendary heroes Marcus. Bring the unique skills of Delta 1 to the fray. But no chainsaw thingy. That's weird. It's like the signature weapon that they have. Never mind the mallets. The cleaver, yeah, I guess. But when you think Gears of War, you think chainsaw guns. You know? It's just a fact, Jack. Because that's what they were known for. I remember when they were actually showing Gears of War for the first time, and they were like, you will love running around with the chainsaw gun. And it's like, what's a chainsaw gun? And then they show you the trailer, and you're like, oh my gosh. You know, they were trying to appeal to people. They're like, you like gritty, violent, gory games? Then you've never seen Gears of War. And then they showed you. I remember just being like, thinking in the back of my head, that's really cool, but also the reaction I had when I was sitting there was kind of like, that's intense. But, you know, Gears of War, yeah, they just have a lot of different aspects of it. I want to know what happened to the E-rated Gears of War game they were going to release. I don't know if it was going to be on mobile or what it was, but they were basically taking the Gears characters and they were making like this super happy whatever game with Gears characters, and it was like, what? That's a weird marketing thing. I don't know if it ever released or not, though. It might have. Let's see. We'll call this section 39. Gears of Fortnite. I don't know. Alright, so we're not getting back into a match just yet. Hey, Zelp. I have to know. I think Maybe they did release it and I just never paid attention to it. Hang on, I'm going to the wiki. I'm going to the wiki. Oh wow, Abdallah replied to me. This exactly. It's the same thing every year, and we all watch it. I know. Why do we all watch it? It's a very good question, Abdallah. I mean, there's nothing else on, and it's you know. I probably watch it just for the trailer reveals. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I'm just gonna reply to Abdallah. I'm gonna tell him I just watch it for the trailers at this point. Yeah. Let's see, where is he? Where's the reply? There he is. He changed his picture. I only watch it for the trailers for the upcoming stuff. Just like I used to just watch Super Bowl for the funny ads. Eventually, I just stopped. That probably will happen soon enough, too. Trailers, the game trailers, make their way online after the game awards. Anyway. Yeah, we do. Well, I don't care if my character does. I'm replying to a friend of mine. Changed your picture, man. It threw me off. Now, what was I doing on my phone before? I was supposed to look up something about Gears of War, and I completely forgot. But yeah, I have a little Twitter post if you guys want to head over there, and I basically asked, what did you guys think of the Game Awards? And then I said, this is what I felt about it. I'm very excited about Wonder Woman, but, you know, it felt like less of a thing for gamers and more for a thing of, you know, awards show celebrating what people think gaming is, or something. And apparently Abdallah agreed with me, and yeah. And it brought out some people saying, oh, you probably didn't like when Hollywood was involved with the award show years ago. It's like, yeah, I didn't, because it always felt forced and, you know, weird. The early days were really fun. Blech. There was no coming back from that anyway, so I just ran with it, literally. Yoink. It's kind of crazy, but the only thing that I can really think about right now is how much I want to be playing Halo. That's all I can do. No, I won't. I won't be able to. I'm trying to think what did I do? Did we have Chun-Li versus Donnie? Oh, we have no. Yeah. We do have Shovel Knight versus Ryu for tomorrow. Never mind. So I have to edit that. And then I need to upload the Facebook video. Oh no, wait, nope. I don't upload the Facebook video. I have to make the Facebook video tomorrow morning. First Look Fridays, 20 minutes of Halo. Advertising our stream series on Facebook. And doing kind of a new release and just showing people what you can do in Halo, like the free roaming. Because with Facebook, you have to, they like their partners to adhere to a certain time frame. Like, I mean, they're not going to give you a lecture for going like 30 or 40 minutes, but they would prefer to keep the videos, according to our partner manager, like 15 to 10 minutes. And it's like, whoa. I mean, that's like old school YouTube. Old school YouTube didn't want you to make videos past like a certain amount either. But definitely Facebook is doing that. They want, if you release like video content, they want you to keep it under a certain amount because they said that their audience has like lower attention span or something. I don't know. That's kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, I personally like doing the shorter videos. And because our versus videos, which mostly what we do for Facebook, they're not very long anyway. They're like 12, 13 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. So you can record like a bunch of those, and then you're done. Because we only have to post like 5. Darn it, I missed. Aha! Shot you in the back, because I mean, we only have to do videos Monday through Friday, so. It looks like this red team that we're fighting, they're pretty good. 17 to 11, so they're within a decent amount for us. I'm just running around, guys. But yeah, I mean, I was one of those guys that back in the day, I would just watch the Super Bowl for the ads. I didn't even really care who was playing. I just really wanted to see the funny commercials. And then when they started to post the funny commercials online, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a time where all the Super Bowl ads wouldn't even debut on the Super Bowl anymore. They would go on YouTube's channel. Like they had a YouTube channel dedicated to brand new Super Bowl ads. And then I wouldn't even watch the Super Bowl at all. I'd just watch the ads. Like, I'd just go to their YouTube channel, their whatever, and I just skip the Super Bowl because then I could still see the ads. I have a feeling that the Game Awards is going to get to the point where a lot of people are just going to kind of be like, well, I don't really have to watch the awards to see the trailers because the trailers aren't exclusive. As soon as the awards are over, like, they get uploaded to the Game Awards YouTube channel, or they find their way on IGN, and all this other stuff. So it's not like you have to wait. Like, you're not going to be able to see these brand new trailers and reveals, because they'll be up literally minutes after they're released. Like, a person literally doesn't have to watch that for 3 hours if they don't want to. Like, back in the day you did, because it would take a while to get them, you know, online. But now it's like, it's pretty quick. You know what I mean? So, and I was reading Twitter just a few minutes ago, and it seems like my reaction is pretty much the same reaction that a lot of people have. It felt like the problem people had with E3 this year too, is it's very, not as much finger wagging, but there was still finger wagging, and like people trying to make issues out of things that aren't really major issues right now. I mean, when you say there's not enough like games about females, and then this year you saw there were, I counted at least 15 brand new games coming out, and like out of those 15, I think 12 had all female characters as the lead. And that's not a big deal, that's not a problem, but then to go on and do like these little like PSA commercials they have, like we need more female representation in games and more female heroes, when you literally have like 8 or 9 games coming out of the new ones that they showed that where it's all female lead. I just, it doesn't compute to me. Ow. And it's kind of like, what? But what was all those trailers that you showed us? Like, I would understand if, like, you had the Game Awards ceremony and they were, like, doing the soapbox stuff occasionally, and, like, all the games they showed was, like, full male testosterone and no female reps or female heroes, but majority of the games coming out in 2022, it's all a female lead. So, I mean, the argument doesn't work. You know what I mean? If anything, like, in the minority right now would be guys in gaming. You'd have a guy, you know, with sad music playing, like, what we need is more games with guys as heroes and, you know, things for little boys to look up to, but nah. It's like, it's just kind of funny. So, I mean, you know, I got a little detached with that a little bit. It was just kind of like, but we're watching the same awards ceremony here that you're saying needs to do better, and there's all these really interesting games coming out with female leads. It doesn't work. It's like maybe I think what it is when they film these commercials, they don't really pay attention to what's going to be released on the show, so they have no idea what's happening. Just like the people in the audience have no idea who Reggie Fils-Aimé is. Or, you know, did you notice there was a bigger round of applause for when the Shang-Chi guy was there, the Marvel hero, than when Reggie stepped in? Because the people that were in the audience weren't gamers. So the only thing they recognized was the different celebrities that were on the stage. The guy who played Sonic, and the guy from the Marvel movie, Jim Carrey, and a few other people. They were the ones that got the biggest applause. And then when actual, like, famous game directors and, you know, big gaming personalities like Reggie Fils-Aimé and things like that were literally presenters, like, nobody really in the audience knew who they were. That's very telling to me, you know? Well, what do I know? I was only a game journalist for 10 years, so... And I take back what I said about Jeff Keighley 10 years ago. I called him a corporate shill. He wasn't then. He is now. He wasn't then. So I take it back. That was wrong of me to say, because while the Game Awards were really cringy and kind of corny, like, he did his best with the budget that he had and stuff like that. And I retract what I said 10 years ago. 8 to 10 years ago, because like they did a great job, just like the game industry, pulling together Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, using whatever budget they had to throw together a really cool gaming show. And yeah, I feel bad because it's nowhere near as weird as it became. But it was so cool, like back in the day. I kid you not, there was literally a time at the Spike TV Awards, or, you know, which became the Video Game Awards, that Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president of Sony, and the president of Microsoft all shared the stage and did the presenting for it. Was either for Game of the Year or it was like Best Action Game or something like that, and they all had like competing categories. But they were all on stage together, which was really cool. You don't really get moments like that anymore. Let's see. I guess I'll be the girl now. May as well. And let's go with give her this weird breaker mace thing. And this thing. The pendant. Boom. There we go. Okay. And how do you spell her name? Her name is spelled Kait. Okay. So this is going to be her showcase now for a little bit. Whoops. No, I didn't want to do that. Ah! Me and technology. Gears of Fortnite, so that was... this is going to be 55, 60. There we go. So, what is your favorite Gears of War character, and who would you have put in? Would you have chosen Marcus and this character, or would you have picked some other people to rep Gears? You think this is a good pick by Fortnite? Dun, 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 dun. No, the High Republic is terrible. Why? No. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Did Abdallah reply? No. Okay. Well, it was cool that he stopped by. He doesn't normally respond to my posts, so that was cool. He has that gamer mindset where he's just kind of like, yeah, the show is just kind of meh. Yeah, I mean, that's the easiest way to sum it up. Huh? Oh, that person's using sarcasm. Still, probably, yeah, the F word is, you know. Reggie got no claps. I know, that was weird. I mean, he got some, but... I Love Trash says the Game Awards were really boring. I mean, they were more boring last year, but I like some of the reveals. I love the joke that... the one genuine moment that I noticed tonight was Keeley was... they showed that one game again, like they do every year, and he's like off... before he came back on camera, he says under his breath, he's like, is it still coming out in February? Because he doesn't know, because they always say the game's coming out and then they delay it. Like, it gets pushed back another year or whatever, you know? Elden Ring. So when he had like this genuine look of confusion, like, they're still coming out in February, right? That to me was a genuine moment that wasn't scripted. That was just kind of like, okay, so Keeley, he's still a gamer. He's still, you know, he's excited about this stuff, but he also, he's a little guarded. So I kind of like that moment. I was like, that's a funny moment for me. Because it's like, you never know what's going on with Elden Ring. Yeah, it's the most anticipated game of 2022, but, I mean, it was the most anticipated game of 2021, 2020, and it just keeps disappearing. You know? So that was funny to me. He was like, oh, it is still February. He says, good. Oh, and we're back. Or, you know. Yeah, I like that. More of those moments would have been fun. Why don't I play normal squads? Because I'm not very good at the game, and basically the team that I'm on, they always carry me, so... I just kind of run around, show the character, goof off, whatever I feel like. I'm also coming off like a 3.5 hour stream, so I'm just kind of blah. So if I manage to kill somebody, like get a few kills, I call that a win for me today. Because I just don't really feel... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not as into the character reveal as I normally am. I mean, like I said, I think it's cool that there's more video game icons that they're showing. And it, you know, they teased that Gears was going to be in this last year, so, or at least data miners did or something. I mean, we didn't know what Gears characters would be in it, so it's cool that Marcus and what's her name made it in. But, yeah, usually when the superhero games or characters come out, I'm like really, you know, into it more because superheroes. The last Gears game I played was Gears of War 2, so and that was quite a while ago. So. He did the impossible and the show was worse than E3 this year? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't hate the show though. Like, I don't even remember. E3 just feels like kind of a blur for me this year. Like, what? Other than the Nintendo stuff, like, what happened at E3? Like, years ago, I could tell you months after E3, like, what's coming out and why I'm excited for it. But, I mean, this year's E3 just kind of feels like it happened. I was there. But maybe it was just kind of blah because other than Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad and a couple other games, I don't know. And the thing that I walked away from the Game Awards that I'll remember for quite a while is the Elden Ring joke. The Wonder Woman reveal was the thing that really piqued my interest a lot because I've been wanting more DC video games. And Wonder Woman is something that I've wanted to see as a video game since 2009's Wonder Woman movie. Not the Gal Gadot live action one, the animated Wonder Woman movie that was actually really, really good and kind of made possible for them to even consider doing a Wonder Woman live action movie because the Wonder Woman 2009 movie was pretty incredible. And then the ones they released it after that were animated were just kind of meh. Like the other Wonder Woman animated movies just didn't hit that same, you know, sweet spot. They were just kind of, I don't know, made. They kind of like Wonder Woman 84'd it before 84 was a thing, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, Wonder Woman getting a game makes it possible for all these other DC characters to maybe get some consideration. I know people were bringing up the thing that I'm most disappointed about social media tonight is like there were literally people complaining about the Wonder Woman game and saying like, well, I mean it's great that Wonder Woman's getting a game, but why not Superman? Like it's just like it's supposed to be Wonder Woman's time to shine, and they're just talking about Superman. Like you know that canceled Superman game, Warner Brothers. Is that what's gonna happen to Wonder Woman? It's like she doesn't need all these other male heroes to have her game promoted. She's Wonder Woman. So I just feel kind of annoyed that that's what they're doing right now. Superman had so many canceled games. And, you know, we never got a Wonder Woman 64 or Wonder Woman GameCube, so, I mean, she's due. But it's just like, yeah, I wish they would not bring up the whole Superman thing right now because it feels like DC fans should be all like, yes, Wonder Woman, because think about it. You have the possibility of having basically like a God of War DC game featuring Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman fights demigods and things like that. You're going to have a really cool action game. Maybe it could be set in Greece. Maybe, who knows what they're going to do with it. But that's going to be a very unique gameplay mechanic that we don't really see a lot very often. You know, yeah, every once in a while you get the God of War game and you get, you know, something in that vein, but ow, I really thought I was going to take them down, but nope. This is what I mean when I'm just kind of like blah tonight. I'm just kind of running around doing the motions. So yeah, I would tweet more of my excitement for the Wonder Woman game, but other than the trailer and the game studio, we don't really know anything about the game yet, so I would like to see a lot more. I really, for a split second when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my gosh, they're finally doing Injustice 3. Because you saw the bracelets, you saw the gritty The fact that they had like the gritty Injustice background, I think they did that on purpose to try to tease people. Like, we know that you're thinking this is Injustice, but guess what? We're only showing one character, so that means that's right. It's a Wonder Woman game. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I want this. Yeah, I've wanted this for so long. I may be a bad shot, but I will get you eventually. Uh-oh. Ah, my rock. Ah! Not gonna get you, though. I know. I mean, I think that it's gonna be God of War Wonder Woman style, which I think is fine. There's really not... You know, when somebody tributes a game like that, it's totally fine because there's not an oversaturation for that type of game. The only other game that I can think of that's kind of like God of War that we never got another version of was, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dante's Inferno, was that a Warner Brothers game? Or was that another studio that did that? Because that was in the style of the God of War-esque, you know, action-adventure game. I want to say it was Warner Brothers that did it. And, you had the, Lord of the Rings, or not Morrowind, that's Baldur's Gate. Lord of the Rings, Shadows of Mordor. That was in the style of kind of like the God of War games. So, I mean, yeah, they're not a overemphasis on that style of gameplay. So, a God of War Wonder Woman game would totally work, and they could do their own unique spin on it. So that it would actually not be like, you know, people making too many comparisons to God of War. You'll have some journalists probably making that some comparison, but at the same time, she's the perfect character to frontline something like that. All right, later said, "Why you have a good weekend, man." That's right, it is Friday now. Is that one of mine? No, that was not one of mine. Uh-oh. Thanks for the backup, guys. Appreciate that. I'm sorry our team's not winning. I'm just... I don't know. I'm just having a blah night. But we have won a couple matches, so... Shot in the back. Shot in the back, and I'm to blame. Ah, never mind. It is not Thursday, Timmy. It is December 10th, 12:56 a.m. So yeah. Batman Arkham Knight made me feel like Batman, but it wasn't... Batman Arkham Knight wasn't a God of War game. It was a superhero beat-em-up adventure thing. It was an action game, but not like action game like God of War. Like God of War, you have to remember, he fought like giant monsters and stuff like that. Batman's equivalent to a giant monster was... Solomon Grundy and the weird monster thing, Ra's al Ghul sand monster thingy. And even then, I wouldn't say that really counts. So, you know. But I believe, I think if you can go back and watch some of my older videos, like years ago, when I did Arkham stuff, I'm pretty sure I brought up that Wonder Woman should have her own game like 4 or 5 years ago, and saying that it would be a great God of War clone. So it'd be, like, nobody really has a lot of information what's going on with this game right now, but I would be really happy if it is kind of like a God of War clone. I think that would work really well, and I think it would bring in the naysayers too, or say, like, a Wonder Woman game won't work. It's like, why won't it work? Do you not like women in gaming? I'm not going to pull that card. I'm not going to pull that card. That's chances are most people who say that have a video game that they really like that has a female lead, whether it's Metroid or Tomb Raider. Ah! Dun, dun, dun. What would I call Killer Croc? Killer Croc isn't really a boss fight, though. You can't really fight him. He's kind of like a survival thing, where you're running away from him and setting off booby traps to escape. And then the only way the monster is defeated, like in a survival horror thing, is through a cutscene. Like, you survived, you made it to the checkpoint, and then the cutscene shows you how your protagonist defeated that monster thing. So, I mean, it's not really the same as God of War, where you had QuickTime events and had all this other stuff happen. There might have been one or two mythical monsters that were only defeated by Kratos in cutscenes, but that comparison doesn't really work. Am I glad we're getting so many superhero games? Yeah, superhero games is my jam, so yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to superhero games. I like superhero games. Alright, so the meat cleaver thing didn't work. Let's give her the hammer. Because we can. Whoa. There we go. Just a reminder, people, I have to put in the time code, so it takes a second or two. So we're going to call this section Hammer Time because she's using a hammer. I know, it's pretty meh, but it works. Subtle humor. The Suicide Squad trailer we saw totally looked great, but it was a gameplay trailer, though. That's the thing. Like, we still haven't really seen what the HUD, like, in-game looks like. For a gameplay trailer, yeah, it looked really cool, but it was still troubling, too, that they don't have a set release date in 2022. Like, that's kind of what I walked away from, because usually when they show you, like, these really fancy trailers, like, to, you know, really highlight what the gameplay is, and they don't give you even a target window for a release date, that is kind of scary. Because you have to remember, things are going to get bumpy for Warner Brothers in about 5 months now. Less than 5 months. When Discovery takes over. So, I mean, we knew that they were going to show more of their cards to Discovery, like multiverses, and there's still at least, like, 1 or 2 games that are still in development that they haven't done anything to announce yet. So, I mean, one very well could be a Superman game, or it could be Injustice 3. We don't know. Or, if I go back and I look at, you know, what our contacts have said, and what I did not leak, but hinted at 4 months ago, that there were 5 games in development. Today, we saw 2 of the... Well, that was before they announced... Because the Gollum game is by Warner Brothers, so that was one of the games that's in development. The Superman game, rumored, supposedly is in development. The Wonder Woman thing, which nobody saw coming. So that only leaves, like, 2 projects. Unless Multiverse was the other project. I think Multiverse was the other one. So that leaves, like, 1 game. And so far, you know, at least my intel about the number of games was correct. So if they announce another game, unless Crypto was that other game, I'd have to go back and look now, because Crypto was announced very subtly, and that's coming out next year. So, and the Wonder Woman game, they didn't have a release date, I don't believe. It just said Wonder Woman in development. Unless there was a 2022 there. I don't think so. I wouldn't expect the Wonder Woman game until around the time of the third Wonder Woman movie. And you have to remember that development can change too, like on the way a game looks. I thought with them revealing that kind of stuff in multiverses, they're trying to show their hands to Discovery, like we know what we're doing here at WB Games, so don't scuttle us. I guess we'll find out in May. But I mean, there are a lot of really cool projects in the works. I actually think the Gollum game looks funny. It's a survival-esque adventure game where you as little Gollum, or Smeagol, whatever you want to call him, you have to set off traps and stuff to take care of orcs and urukai and sneak around. You can't, like, literally go up and fight these big monster things. You have to find a way to get behind them and take them out using traps and stuff. I think that's a pretty cool concept. There were games like that in the past. They're not really the focus anymore. There are very few games quite like that. But there have been games in that style done before that were very successful. And, you know, Warner Brothers was smart to utilize a character that is still somewhat popular in terms of Warner Brothers' iconic characters. Like, you can't really go wrong with Gollum. You know, probably another 5 or 6 years, people won't remember who Gollum is, but he's still fresh in the mind of people my age and people who are in their 20s and, you know, maybe some people in their teens. Because I think Gollum showed up in one of the Hobbit movies. I don't remember. Or at least Smeagol did, I think. I think Smeagol was in the last Hobbit movie. Wonder Woman 3 would be in 2028. Oh my gosh. That's terrifying. You think they're going to wait that long? Hi, Casey Batman.
Gollum is precious.
Yeah, I think that's... anybody have a gun? Because I don't... Yeah, get him. Awesome. Just stole that person's stuff. I'm such a bad person. But that's the whole point of the game, right? You just take people's stuff. Hello. Hi, Sakura. Hello, Ninja Guy. I don't know. I think, in terms of the Gears of War character thing, maybe they should have waited a while. Like, at least wait until after the Spider-Man movie came out. I'm not saying that the Gears characters, like, took away the, you know, wow, Spider-Man's in Fortnite thing, but I wouldn't really say the Gears characters are even all that popular, but for me, it's just kind of like, it was a big deal that they added Spider-Man in Fortnite, but already they released, like, another character so quickly. It just kind of takes some of that, like, you know, zing away from that really big thing. Or maybe the Spider-Man thing is just like a little tiring because it's like they had Spider-Man, so much Spider-Man stuff came out this month. You got Spider-Man in Fortnite, the Spider-Man movie is coming out. You have Spider-Man in the Avengers game, and then tomorrow, I mean today, you have the new Spider-Man skins in Marvel's Spider-Man. Based on No Way Home. I mean, that's a lot of Spidey. I think the Spider-Man skins are only in... I think they're only for... Hang on. You have to have the remastered edition, yeah. Spider-Man Remastered. But they're free, I think. I have the Spider-Man song stuck in my head. And I hope to have a video for you guys on the Spider-Man skins, like a quick one for noon tomorrow. And then I'll have the next Valhalla video, I'll just have that released on, we'll have it. Yeah. What, huh? What, I don't understand. We're gonna have the Spider-Man movie, or the Spider-Man, showcase ready for noon tomorrow. I don't know what I said, honey, I'm very tired. I always say what? We can even, if you're still up after the Fortnite thing, we could just record it then. Because I'll be up for a little bit. What? I'm still raring to go. Are you saying that you can't do it? Maybe that's why I subconsciously said because I can't count on you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say anything mean. I feel like you're I can't even think of certain words that I'm thinking. What am I doing again? Oh, that's right. Where is... Oh, okay, that's... Oh, come on, I was behind a tree. Tom said the other two Spider-Men aren't in the movie. Do you believe that, or is it NDA? Spider-Wing Alex, thanks for the super chat. I think that they are in the movie, but not as big as people are thinking. Like, I mean, he said... They had a, interview the other day. The kid who plays Ned said in an interview that there's a very emotional scene that has, like, these very big characters in it near the climax of the movie. And he said, like, Tom needed emotional support from him and Zendaya. Or Zendaya, or whatever her name is. And that, to a lot of people, when he did that interview, was kind of like a spoiler, because they're saying, well, he said that because he's hinting at Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, which would be, you know, Tom Holland is a fan of both of those Spider-Men, so it would be a very emotional moment to have those actors on set for Tom Holland, which is why he would need his friends and his girlfriend there as support, because it would be very overwhelming for him, I guess. I don't know. That's what the Ned actor said. I don't know if he's hinting at the other Spider-Men in that little interview or not. I mean, I'll be amazed if the movie comes out and the week the movie comes out that they don't leak the entire ending and have, like, you know, some press screening somewhere. Somebody's going to post the last arc where they show Toby and Andrew Garfield, and it's just going to spoil everything. The movie is too big, and the fact that the fact that they are doing what's known as Raimi Cam, the director of the movie and Tom Holland have both said that since they brought back a lot of these Raimi villains, Sandman and Green Goblin and Doc Ock, that a lot of the movie is shot in what they call Raimi Cam, like the style of the Raimi movies. So people who may not be a big fan of the Tom Holland movies, and you were a fan of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, you're going to find a lot to unpack in this movie, because there are a lot of sequences in terms of filmography that are very reminiscent to the style of the Sam Raimi movies, which they did on purpose because the director and the star, Tom Holland, are huge fans of Raimi and the Raimi universe. So even if, slim chance, Tom Holland is correct and that those other Spider-Man aren't in it, you're still going to have, like, a very reminiscent vibe to the past Spider-Man films, because the cinematography is going to be very similar to the Raimi movies and the Amazing movies, as a way to, you know, highlight the different villains from those movies. Does that make sense? So, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about the new Spider-Man movie, even if, by chance, Toby and Andrew aren't in it. But I think they are in it. I just think people need to be prepared that their role isn't as big as, you know, people want it to be. I don't think they're going to come in until the third arc when Spidey is getting his butt kicked by the Sinister Six. Like, I think that they're going to show up on the Statue of Liberty, help out. I think the scene where Doctor Strange is saying, I can't stop them from coming through, that's when all the villains come through, and then when things look their bleakest, that's when you'll hear, like, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man theme, and he'll come in and, like, kick Sandman or the Green Goblin or something. And, yeah. It would be foolish of Sony not to do that. Because, I mean, this is, like, their ultimate opportunity to completely steal all the thunder of having, like, a past actor come back from a popular franchise. Like, you know how, like, everybody is all hyped about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman? Well, Toby would beat him to the punch. And it took Michael Keaton 30 years to do it, whereas Toby, it only took him less than 20. So, it hasn't even been 20 years, I don't think, since Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man. He was last Spider-Man in 2007, I think. It's been a decade. So, that would be a pretty big deal. Oh, I'm out. Ah! I have no expectations. I'm happy for whatever. That's cool, Spider-Wing. Yeah. I still think the movie's going to be good. I think it's going to be the best of the Tom Holland movies. Even if they're not in it, because I love the fact that they are utilizing the cinematography of the past Spider-Man films as a way to tribute these older Spider-Man villains. So that means you're going to get close-up shots on Doc Ock, like in that kind of horror style that they did, because you remember that Sam Raimi was a horror director before he did superhero movies. Before he did the Spider-Man movies, he did the Evil Dead movies. So that's why his movies had like a sense of realism to them and horror and, you know, kind of scariness when some of the villains showed up, like the close-ups on Green Goblin and Doc Ock and stuff like that. It's because, you know, Raimi was literally just taking a page from his Evil Dead book when he was showing Green Goblin, like the "Hello, my dear," when they zoom in on Goblin's face, or when they would highlight Doc Ock's like tentacle arms and things like that. That kind of stuff. So, I mean, regardless of how the movie goes, in terms of just how the movie was shot, it's going to be really cool to see. Like, I'm excited for it. So. Alright, let's do a little bit more, guys. We're going to bring Marcus back in. And then I think... Does anybody know if the skins are out yet for the Spider-Man update, or they won't be released until later? Has anybody checked your Spider-Man game, Marvel Spider-Man, to see if the No Way Home costumes are in the game yet? Because they did say December 10th. I don't know if they have like a set time, or if it's just like the skins are immediately unlocked once it hits December 10th. Because sometimes you have to wait for an update, like specific time, or sometimes you get lucky and it's like after midnight, then the skins are already available. So, and just like some confirmation from that, if anybody knows. If not, no worries. Can you play Batman Arkham City Wii U one day? Maybe during its anniversary or something. How is my cat Zelda doing? She's sleeping. Toby means more Spider-Man memes? Maybe. Yeah, I think Tom Holland is going to stay as Spidey for like 2 more films. They'll probably kill him off in his 3rd film, or at the end of his 2nd. Because he said repeatedly he wants Miles Morales to come around, so... I imagine they'll introduce Miles Morales. If I was Sony, what I would do after this trilogy of Spider-Man films, you have Tom Holland take a break as Spidey for like a year or two, and then you come back with the fourth movie, the start of a new trilogy, and in the middle of the movie you introduce Miles Morales. The second movie, Miles gets bit by a spider, and maybe do the whole like training with Peter thing that they did in the video game to kind of change it up a little bit instead of Peter just outright dying. And then in the third movie, you probably have Peter die or retire, and Miles takes over. There's your trilogy right there. Boom, boom, boom. So you give kind of Tom Holland a peaceful exit while setting up the next Spider-Man. I think that would be pretty cool, but I don't know if they would do that or not. Other Spider-Man characters coming to Fortnite? Possibly. I don't know. Be cool to see Green Goblin. And what tier do I have to be to request you to play games? Ultimate. Ultimate! Ultimate, ultimate, ultimate. Mm. Mm-hmm. Hmm? What election? The election was last year in November. But they're gearing up for the next thing right now. They're trying, I mean, what's likely going to happen is a lot of the people in office are not going to be in office in a year or two anyway because they're doing a terrible job. So what they're trying to do is they're sensationalizing things. It's why I basically, yesterday, I erased all my news apps off my phone because they were talking about all kinds of stuff yesterday, and I'm just tired of it. Yeah, I don't even know. What I don't understand is why in America do we have a fascination of the royal family? No offense to any British viewers or anything like that, but
why don't we have a fascination with the royal family of Holland?
We don't have a monarchy.
Why are we obsessed with the UK? It's so weird. It's so much. They're like, what is it like to be royal? Here's 10 tips that king must follow. Like, why would I care? I'm not British. Like, why are you showing me this?
Like, America is supposed to be a country that...
It's like they were obsessed. It's like they want a... It's like they want a king or something. It's like they're just like, we could have a king. We could have a king like Britain. It's like, why though?
Well, I mean, technically, the parliament is basically their senate. They control the country, and the king and queen is just kind of like figureheads.
They just help with like banquets and crap. They don't have any real power.
Well, they're important because they're a symbol for their country, though.
They're important because they're a symbol for their country. They're like the figurehead, but it's like they can't actually, like, if the queen wanted to take over all the missiles and shoot them at somebody, she can't actually do that. She can't do whatever she wants.
Yeah, but I'm just
saying, like, it's just so stupid.
They're trying, like, here in this country, the people who are in power right now, the reason why they're talking about stuff is because they're trying to scare people because they're worried about losing power, which they're going to because the country is in bad shape right now. So in 2022, I think it's 2022 is when the next election is, it's going to swing back the other way. But what they're going to try to do now until the next election in November is they're going to gear up and they're going to do all this fear-mongering for like 10 months. Or even starting at Christmas time, I saw some stuff on Twitter or something. And because they're desperate to hold on to the power that they have, but they've already kind of squandered it. So, and this always happens. So this is why our country is so unique than other people's is, like, we always vote our pocketbook in this country. So things are really bad with the economy, with all kinds of stuff. So but I don't like how it's just two political parties going back playing tennis. They just swing back and forth, and it's tiresome. So it would be nice if a party that's kind of in the center could kind of take control, but it's always between the left and the right, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Nobody has any money.
Well, I mean, I still say they're two sides of the same coin, but that'd get me canceled on the internet or something. So
No, it's proven fact they're two sides of the same coin. They have the same investors on both sides.
yeah, I know the same investors.
You can look and see who's paying for both sides. There are people investing in both sides.
Yeah, but I would recommend. Yesterday.
That they get funding from the same
I know
place,
that, Amber.
meaning that they're both shills, meaning that they're all paid off, all of them on both sides.
In paid advertising. So I mean, yesterday what I did, because I was super annoyed. I had a mini rant on my Twitter, but I spent 30 minutes erasing every single news app that was on my phone. Like every type of alert that I could get that didn't have to do with the weather or anything of significance. I ripped it off my phone, and I felt a lot better today because there's no way that I can be notified about anything happening in the world because my phone is the only alerts that I get right now is if I have an update for like a mobile game that I'm playing or something like that, because Google Play will tell me there's a new update available for this game or something. Those are the only notifications I have.
I want them to leave Kate alone because they keep trying to take pictures of her and being like, this child asked Kate who her favorite royal was, and she said Megan, and Kate is visibly upset. It's like, I think you're lying. I don't think that she did ask. I don't think she was upset. I think you're insane.
I do find it.
I don't think that she would care what Megan says. I think she would just be like, Megan doesn't want to be a part of my family? Good, then I'll just keep doing my job. She wants to come back, fine, whatever. Like, I just don't care.
The only news thing that I find interesting right now is they were talking about, they did this kind of like very mean article. Like Ben and Jennifer went to, like Ben and J-Lo, they went to a basketball game, and Ben whispered something to J-Lo that apparently she didn't like, and they took a picture, and like all over the internet right now is this picture that's becoming a meme. Like the honeymoon is over, like J-Lo secretly doesn't like Ben Affleck and all this other stuff. He probably told her a joke that wasn't funny, or maybe like he was making fun of her because her team wasn't winning or something. Like just because you capture a moment on film doesn't necessarily mean that something bad was happened. She was probably just making a frowny face because of something he said, because he's laughing when he told her it. So I kid you not, there were articles that said Ben Affleck is a toxic male. Look what secretly abusing J-Lo and all this other stuff. I'm like, what the? It's just like, you guys have been saying like for weeks now how in love you are with the Bennifer couple, and now it's like they're just waiting for them to fail again, and they haven't even been back together now for like 4 months or something like that.
Why all journalists are mentally insane.
Yeah, I think all journalists are crazy. Yeah.
I just think they're insane.
I think also too, maybe J-Lo and Ben need to like put the brakes on going out in public so much, because they're just kind of fueling the fire of these crazy people.
She doesn't care, though.
I know.
I'm sure J-Lo's married, like, she is the last person. Remember,
Darn.
J-Lo got married. She married Mark Anthony when she was really young, and then after a couple marriages, she married him again, remarried him, and then she said, "Now I hope it's for sure." And they had 2 children together, and they did a clothing line at Kohl's together, and then a year after that,
Oh, that was a Kohl's?
he cheated on her after they did a Kohl's clothing line, and they had 2 kids. And she said, I don't want to get married again. I hope this is for good. And then he cheated on her. She has this chronic thing with dating guys that cheat on her.
Yeah.
It's really stupid because she's so beautiful. It's just like, she must be cursed. Because I don't think she's mean. She seems really nice. She's also in did you know that she's triathlon? She's triathlon, which means she rides her bike, then goes jogging, and then swimming. That's 3 sports in one, and she competes in that.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
Wow. No wonder she stays in shape.
I
Triathlon is really hard to do.
I know, Luke. I know.
Mad respect.
I know. Not only that, but she's a dancer and a
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lopez, like, it's like she can do everything. I could never be her in a million years.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Mystery ENT became an ultimate. What? What you doing, Mystery? Did I read that right, or am I tired? Well,
Saying, like,
you get the ultimate GIF. 1 second, please.
she probably doesn't care because she's probably already had it. Like, Luke, the woman has traveled the whole countryside, and she's done all kinds of shows. Do you think it bothers her if one person says something stupid? What is it? What is they gonna do? Like,
No, I don't think that. I'm just saying I find it funny that every day my news feed is filled, or was filled, with stuff about Bennifer and, you know, how happy they are, and then just one day where she looks unhappy, it's like that's when they pounce, like vultures. It's just like, yeah.
don't want her to be happy.
No, I don't think they want, because it's not news. It's like, oh, this is getting boring. We need something juicy, and then they can make all these speculation rumors, speculation articles.
People hate beautiful women. It's just the truth. And people secretly hate Jennifer Lopez because she's. In fact, there's like all these. You know how we have weird Reddit hate groups? She has weird Reddit hate groups for her. That she's stolen songs from people. That's not her real voice. All this stuff. She has hate groups about her. I've seen hate videos about her where people try to say it's not her. So it's all lies. They made up all these lies about her because she's just so pretty and talented. People make up lies on her all the time.
Mystery, you really became an ultimate? What's up with that? I mean, thank you.
Did you do the ultimate?
Yeah, I did the ultimate GIF. I mean, I thought I was hallucinating, but we don't usually have somebody become an ultimate at this time of night. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mr. EMT.
Thank you very much, Mystery. So, what do you want us to do this month? You also have access now to the Ultimate tab. Like, where you can tell us what game you'd like to see, and then we'll, if you have a social media account, I can follow you and also privately DM you. If you have Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Facebook. That way I can be in communication for you. With you. No, never mind. Ugh, forget it! My night's not even over yet. I have to edit a bunch of stuff, and I'm actually gonna have a sandwich that Amber made me, though.
I mean, if you want, we could record. I mean,
It has to be this, in order for us to do the Spider-Man thing. Spider-Man has to be out, though. We can't just randomly record something if the skin's not even available yet. The Spider-Man remastered edition, the No Way Home skins, 2 of them. It would be like a 20-minute showcase just running around showing the skins. But
It's like, why do they have to bother? Why do they have to bother people in live about them in the news? It's so stupid.
either Ultimate Spider-Man or Spider-Man Arkham City Wii U. Well, I mean, I just did Spider-Man. Oh, jeez, excuse me. Blah. I just did the 10-year anniversary of Arkham City as a playthrough on this channel. So if you're okay with it, I would be okay with doing a stream on Ultimate Spider-Man near the end of this month, if you're down with that.
Also, Luke, just FYI, just remind them Ultimate is just one stream, not a series.
Yeah, it's one.
One stream
You get
per month.
you get one stream per month as long as you're an Ultimate. Like, so it's like a.
You want to do it every month?
We're like your Netflix in a sense. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, it wouldn't be Amazon Prime, because it's $100 is what Amazon Prime charges for their services a month. Which I think he knows that.
Done with that, says Mystery.
Yes, I'm down with that. Thank you, Mystery. We really appreciate that. All right, guys. So this month, there will be one episode of Ultimate Spider-Man on GameCube. Yeah. And they could, and when they're an Ultimate again, then we'll do a part 2 in January or whenever they. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah, why? Because my computer's wicked slow and it has issues.
When I go to Twitter, it says on that computer, it's off Twitter, but I can download an image off Twitter and download it onto this computer.
Can you open it in your Photoshop, though?
The other one, I have to print screens.
I can save images on Twitter on my computer. The problem is I can't open them in Photoshop, though. So I don't save pictures from Twitter. And the print screen lowers the quality of the image, though. Okay. Zelda, you've been here this entire time? Well, that was the last match of the night, guys. We got number 2. But I hope you enjoyed the Gears of War showcase. If anybody remembers the name of that kid-friendly Gears of War game that they tried to make and announced at E3 several years ago, let me know what it was, because it's been bothering me. I can't remember it. The Gears characters are available now. They are... Let's do this. Let's count and see how many video game characters have there been, and do I have all the video game characters actually? Let's sort this by I don't know. Can you select it by group? No. Rarity, season, sets. Okay, we're gonna set this by sets. Ah, darn. Okay, where are the video game guys? They should be down in the video game section. Let's see, how many video game characters have there been? They have lightning. They're not doing this by set. This is not what... Oh my gosh. I want it to be like DC and Marvel characters all set up. Sets, favorites, selectable styles, unlockable styles, enlightened, reactive. What? I don't know. I don't know what set is by season, by default. Oh, whatever. Stupid game. So I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. So 2, 3, 4. So Gears, Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 5, 6. Oh yeah, she was in this. 7 for what's her name? 8 for Tomb Raider. 9 for Chun-Li. 10 for Kratos. 11 for Master Chief. 12 for Ryu. I know there was more. Is there only 12 video game characters? Ah, okay. Alright, so there's only 12. There are 12 video game icons. So Marcus and what's her name? They round out. I'm sorry guys, I'm just that last stream just, I don't normally get this way. I'm just kind of blah. So hopefully my sandwich will help when I edit the video for tomorrow. But yep. There are now 12 video game icons in Fortnite. So Fortnite is by far getting there, being one of the biggest crossover properties ever. I mean, I don't know if it will get as big as Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers had like 80 crossover. Well, no. For crossover characters, it probably only had 12. I think, from different franchises. I could be wrong. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching. Halo is back tomorrow at 7. Lego Marvel will be at 5. And 9:30 will be Spider-Man hard mode for Brianna, our ultimate Brianna. And she's going to kick my butt again because it's basically a speed run and she's so much faster. The only difference is I won't be playing the PS4 version of Spider-Man. It will be the PS5 version because I yeeted the PS4 version one in order to download and update the remastered version so I can look at the new skins. I can't have both the PS4 and the PS5 version on the system at the same time because they take up a lot of space. So, those are your streams tomorrow. I hope you guys are looking forward to more Halo and also Brianna's Ultimate, as well as Lego Marvel will not be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. It'll be at 5. And then Halo will be at 7-ish. And then Brianna's stream will be at 9:30. So, take care, everybody. Thank you again, Mystery, for becoming an Ultimate. I am just stunned. You guys have, the members in general, you guys have made it so that this channel month to month is able to survive and to earn what we need to pay our bills and our rent and its business expenses. You guys just are amazing. You are literally our superheroes. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. And see you tomorrow for the streams I mentioned. So I'm going to get those streams set up for you guys. And then I'm going to get something to eat. So, and check on the Spider-Man thing. All right, people. Catch you later. See ya.